Hello Capricorn, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, Cappies. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much for coming back. If you are the ride or die Capricorn, if you're somebody who's just showing up here and you want to get into all these shenanigans with us, well, hang out with us. There is a subscription button in the bottom right hand corner should you decide to stay. I'd like to be in the comments around here. I hope you do too. Let's find out what's going on for you in the week ahead, Capricorn. If you're new, I always read for the week ahead, whether you get this today, tomorrow, or next year. It's always going to be for the week ahead. Tell me what's coming up with these oracles. We're going to do the overall oracles, and then we'll hit it with some tarot. Find out what's going on for you, Capricorn. We have great adventure. Take a risk. Venture forward. I kind of love that. I feel like this is the year where you're going to do that. You're going to, maybe some of you, you're going to travel. You're going to get in the boat and go. It feels like you are, I want to say that this is giving me the feeling of onward and upward. And I say that, since you've come out of this, I think it was 15 or 16 year cycle. I'm not your astrologist, by the way, but I think it is a 15 or 16 year cycle of hardship. It's been really hard for you. It's time for you to take maybe some small risks. Maybe those of you with fire energy will take bigger ones, but to venture forward. I want to say onward and upward is the energy that I'm getting from here. It says here, go deep, explore your roots. It's time to get some grounding. She's sitting up against the tree. It's time to solidify your roots, solidify your plans. You are the planner after all. Whatever it is that you are planning, I think it's time to make a solid plan here on something that that you've been wanting to see come to fruition for a while. Tell me more about Capricorn, please. More about Capricorn for the week ahead. Tell me more about Capricorn, please. We've got regret. And it says here, I know that I cannot change the past. Look, I feel you coming out of this hard cycle that you were in. And it feels like I need you to stop looking back there. It feels like it's time for you to go onward and upward. It's time for the greatest adventure of your life here, Capricorn. No more regret. No more feeling and regret or allowing it to hold you back, because you can't change anything that went on there back there. Nothing. All you can do is think about it or think it over, but there's nothing that you can change back there. I think for some of you, you are looking at some of the things that went on back there, that rough cycle you had, as maybe some failure. And it says here, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn, because really all you can do is move forward, onward and upward. And failure was never an option, because failure isn't really even a thing. We don't ever fail. And I feel like that's a personal look at it, that maybe you're being a little hard on yourself, but we don't really ever fail. Why? Because if we don't get what we want, we always get the lesson, which means that we still get something out of it, which is not a failure. So I feel like failure is not an option. It never was, and I don't think it is. I feel like I'm looking at red here. I feel like your stability and your security is going to be far more on point this year than it has been in a very long time. And I feel like whatever went on back there that you're having regrets about or thinking about in the past, there's nothing you can do about it. Whether you think it's a failure or not, it was all lessons that were supposed to bring you up to here. We do have balance. I feel like that's where you are right now, that you're in this age of balance and with your grounding and planning and growing your roots somewhere here. It says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. That means stop judging yourself. And when you stop judging yourself, you'll also stop judging others. All right. One more card and we'll get to the tarot. Tell me what's going on with Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Capricorn, please. I'm seeing the Voyage card in my head. Feels like you're on a new adventure, a new voyage. It'd be interesting if it popped out of this deck. I'll show it to you as soon as I do pull this card, though. Feels like you are on a new, I was speaking about security and stability. It really does feel like you've got this you always had this little smoldering fire. And I feel like now that you are on your own path, doing your own thing, I feel like you're feeling more secure to maybe stoke that fire just a little bit, is what it feels like. Yeah, I think you're starting to understand your fire, and that there was always this little this little pilot light that was burning at the bottom. I think it's time to fan the flames and go to a place where you haven't been before. Have some sort of an adventure here. I'm just going to look for that card because I saw it in my mind's eye and I want you to see it. It's called Voyage, and I feel like, yeah, there it is. All the time that you were in a place where, you know, you can see that the whale has got the baby and is carrying it, you know, carrying it over this emotion. And I want to say that the voyage is where you are right now. And it feels like, you know, there's water and a boat. And I feel like the whale here is the one who's got all the memories and all the emotional memories. But I feel like that was a voyage that you had to be on in order to make it to here. All right, bottom of the deck, we have the flow. That's where you are. You're in the flow, my friend. You are now no longer fighting the rapids. I want to say you're no longer fighting the rapids. This looks very peaceful. I feel like you're in this place of peace, but ready to move forward here. All right, all right. Tell me about Capricorn. Tell me about Capricorn here. Go deep and explore your roots, but do it in balance. I feel like you're exploring your roots. You're growing your roots in order to find some balance in the flow. That's what it feels like here. Tell me about Capricorn. Tell me about Capricorn, please. We've got the Queen of Swords. I like it. We've got the Moon energy. We've got the Death card. So there is change here. There's a change in your security. And it might be money for some of you. It could be financial security, but I think for a lot of you, it's how secure you feel within yourself in this grounding position here. Growing roots, finding your ground, finding, you know, going really deep and exploring what it is that you want. So I think for some of you, the transformation is coming for you for financial security. Maybe you failed to do that last year, get some financial security, but I feel like that is coming for you if that's something that you weren't able to do last year. But for a lot of you, the security is feeling at peace, I want to say. That's quite a peaceful picture. Tell me more about the Queen of Swords. I've got the Ten of Cups. I've got the Three of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, onward and upward, as I was saying. The Three of Swords in the reverse is healing. It's no longer feeling heartbroken, or knowing, at least if you still are in this energy of heartbreak, that change is coming. And I feel like the Death card up next to the Three of Swords in the reverse is telling me that this is the year where you finally stop looking back there and bringing that energy into the present. It feels like the Moon energy being under regret tells me that there is still some deep emotional regret that you're dealing with from the past. And I feel like that is going to end in the week ahead, possibly for some of you. I feel like you are now speaking up, and that's why you're happier. It feels like you are no longer stifled in the Moon energy. It feels like the Ten of Cups was maybe stuck in the Moon energy for a while. You didn't know how to access the Ten of Cups, and maybe you thought it was money. Maybe you thought it was stability or security financially that was going to make you happy. But I think for some of you, what you've realized is being the Queen of Swords, who is somebody who is always speaking the truth, being very honest with people. I'm just going to say it as it is, but I'm going to say it in a Piscean soft kind of way. I am going to say it in like an intuitive psychic sort of way. I feel like that speaking up, standing up for yourself, saying the things to people that you needed to say all along is the thing that's going to make you happiest. For some of you, it is money. And for others of you, it is finally finding your voice is what it is, and saying something. I feel like, oh, look at that. The King of Swords is here as well. So I feel like the Two of Cups is here because I feel like you're replacing the Three of Swords in the reverse with the Two of Cups. It feels like you are moving out of this energy of the Three of Swords, and make no mistake about it, when we're in peril, sometimes we'll place that on other people. And although I don't feel like you were projecting that onto other people, I feel like you were keeping it to yourself or keeping it quiet in the Moon energy, that you were in some sort of really deep heartbreak, emotional heartbreak. So when I say that, I mean, it could be a relationship, but it could be maybe you're arguing with someone in your family that you just cannot get on the same page with. Like, I feel like you're finally releasing that because the Death card is here. It feels like you're releasing that and you're replacing it with the Two of Cups. The King of Swords has come up on the bottom of the deck. For some of you, it might be legal issues, right? That there's things that you maybe there's someone that you need to place a lawsuit with, or I feel like there's something that has to be done legally in your life, and you weren't in this Queen of Swords energy, that you weren't feeling secure enough within yourself to tell the truth and stand up without, and it's not like you're not going to get the retribution from the people around you, friends and family who don't agree with you. It's that now you find the strength to do it. So I feel like for some of you, it could be legal issues that you're dealing with. Tell me what's in the moon energy here, please. Tell me what's in the moon energy here for Capricorn. We do have the Four of Cups. So I feel like this moon energy, the reason that there is this difficult, heartbreaking, deep emotional heartbreak that you were going through is because you were avoiding a lot of things. You were avoiding people, you were avoiding your emotions. I don't want to deal with that. I'm not sure that I'm strong enough to deal with that. It feels like you were ignoring some things in order to stay in your comfort zone. And because the Queen of Swords is someone who's behind their boundaries, not in their comfort zone. The Queen of Swords doesn't really care if you like what the Queen says. She doesn't mean to hurt your feelings, but standing up for yourself, there's something to be said for that, right? And I feel like you're no longer in this place of your comfort zone. You're no longer holding back. I feel like in the moon energy, you were doing just that. I feel like the moon energy was more of a protection for you, that's where you were comfortable. Feels like that was the comfort zone here. But the Four of Pentacles being shut off, shut down, not really sharing yourself with people, not really saying anything about things. If I keep everything close to the chest, then maybe people won't notice that I'm hurt. We've got the Eight of Swords. So now things are speeding up here. It feels like things are speeding up, moving forward. I want to say that there still are times when you kind of like cringe or duck, I want to say. But I feel like this Eight of Wands tells me that there's fast-moving energy here that's pulling you out of this place of that you were calling stability, but I feel was more of a comfort zone. So tell me about this deep emotional wound that you have here. What is this? There's a deep emotional wound, and I feel like you're finally releasing that with the Death card. We've got the Queen of Cups. For some of you, it's a mother wound. Some of you don't get along with the mother, or you've lost your mother, possibly, with the Queen of Cups energy. But I feel like this this deep emotional wound here is something that I think changed you. And I feel like you stopped being compassionate or loving or kind or empathic. I feel like that's back. I think the old you is back. We've got the Two of Wands. Yeah, it's a decision that you're making here to turn your back on things that no longer serve you in order to make room to expand. It's expansion that you're looking at. But I think that you sat in the Five of Wands here for a really long time, 3 and 2. Sat in the Five of Wands with indecision, holding back. I'm not sure if I want to do that. It feels like you were getting some sort of a payoff for staying in this deep emotional wound. It may have been something from back there, because we do have regret from the past. You know now that you can't change the past, but I feel like the past had you stuck in this Four of Cups, Four of Pentacles energy. I feel like the Queen of Swords is the one that's busting you out of that jail. I think it is. Whether you have an air placement or not, I think your energy in this reading is the Queen of Swords energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy here. We've got the Ace of Swords. So you've got the sword in the air. Look, I've got something to say. The Queen of Swords has hers in the air because she is drawing a boundary and saying, I've got this to say, and if you don't like it, I'm sorry that you don't like it, but it is the truth. I'm never going to say anything less than the truth, and I don't mean to say it to hurt your feelings, but it does have to be said. It feels like you've received some sort of clarity about what's making you happy here. And I think what's making you happy is speaking your mind. Because of your own perspective. I really do feel like the Three of Swords and the moon energy was a very deep emotional wound you were dealing with. And I feel like although you're always going to have a little bit of that wound, no matter who who wounded you, whether it was romantic or platonic. I feel like whoever wounded you, I feel like you're still going to carry that with you, but I feel like you're realizing that it can be softened a little bit with this Queen of Cups energy here. That I feel that you're now loving yourself more and you're forgiving yourself more, being more compassionate with the self. We have the Hanged Man, which is, it feels like there was, before you decided to stand up and say something, that there was perspective that was needed. You needed to see something from a different situation. You needed to see that there is the ability to be stable in my happiness, but I have to see it first before I can live it or believe it. So this is Piscean energy. And it's also like, I feel like you sacrificed your voice, Capricorn, for a really long time. We do have the Wheel of Fortune here. So I think that this is what has made this big change here, because the Wheel of Fortune is about that. It's a turning point in your life where you finally realize that it's bigger than you. It's time to expand and take up all the space in the room. I feel like somebody here was playing it small, or I didn't want to argue or fight, or it feels like somebody here was kind of playing it small. When it came to confrontations, arguments, fights, being honest, maybe I just won't say that thing. I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune here, that you felt that your words have impact, and they do. I feel like your words have impact. When the Queen speaks out, it's because she's speaking in truth, and it changes things. And the Wheel of Fortune here is the change that you were feeling, and I feel like it made you feel a little bit scared of what was going to happen. But I think what you didn't realize, you didn't count on, is the Ten of Cups. I feel like the Ten of Cups is what you didn't count on. You didn't realize, Capricorn, that you're going to be happier than you've ever been, because being the Queen of Swords puts you right here in the flow, in this place where you're just gliding along. There's no more bumps. There's no more rough waters. When you finally say it and you leave it behind the boundary and let them deal with it, because the way they feel about your truth is up to them. It's not a you problem. It's not a Capricorn problem. It's a them problem. Tell me about this Two of Cups here. We've got the Page of Pentacles, we've got the Emperor, and we've got the Ace of Wands. So you're taking charge, right? Absolutely. You're taking charge, and you are now seeing all the opportunities that you didn't see before. We've got the Page of Pentacles here. I do believe that for some of you, this Page of Pentacles with the Two of Cups is telling me that I feel like you've released some things, which cleared up some space, maybe cleared out some old vibrations, and it feels like you are now making room for possibly a brand new love interest or a brand new romantic interest. For others of you, this is self-love, right? This is self-love, love for the self, be having compassion for yourself. And I feel like the Emperor energy here with the Page of Pentacles is telling me now that you're clear about doing things that are good for you, no matter if it takes your knees shaking in order to say your truth. I feel like you are now noticing the opportunities to speak out, opportunities to say what you think. And the Emperor is telling me, that tells me that you are taking control of your life, taking control of a situation, taking control of your security, taking control of your stability. And it's time for you to head out on some sort of a new, expressive, exciting path where I believe that you are going to grow. Look at all the buds on that Ace of Wands. So I feel like the universe is offering you an opportunity to go on some sort of, maybe a trip, maybe you're going to fly somewhere or go on a trip somewhere, but it feels like there are some exciting things that are coming up for you, not only in the week ahead, but I think further to that. I feel like this is going to be a really exciting 2025 for you, because you've been so patient. You put in all the work. And I feel like you were working so hard last year. Like if you go back into the Capricorn readings, you'll see and those readings are all for the week ahead. So it could be something that pertains to you right now. But if you go back in the Capricorn readings, you will see how you grew throughout the year. And I feel like you worked so hard last year. Now it's time for you to stand up and tell people the wisdom you gained by putting in all the hard work, that the hard work was worth it, that the wait was worth it, is what it feels like here. Because look at all that. You became the subject matter expert on something, right? You were working on yourself, self-mastery, but also honing a skill, becoming self-aware, right? And the thing that you're able to teach people is how to let go. Because the only thing that's going to happen when you let go is you're going to get some balance. That's what it is. We've got swords. Those are swords as well. Everything comes into balance, and everything you lose is restored to you when you decide to love yourself, take care of your mental health, all of that stuff. And regardless of what everyone else is telling you should be doing with your time. Now you got boundaries, right? Now when people point at you and say, look, this is what you should be doing with your life, you're like, nah, bro, I know what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. Back your stuff up. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I have boundaries. You do what's good for you, and I will do what's good for me. Capricorn, I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I will be back because I am always back. But until then, have a beautiful week, and I'll see ya. Bye-bye.